What's going on, guys? Landship Gaming here, and welcome back to the video. It is of course a Tuesday, which does mean a new episode of Tank Tuesday. Now last week we covered the light tank, and I basically gave you a bunch of in-depth tips, all the different variants of it. So this week we're going to do the similar thing with the Landship. Now with the Landship, it's basically designed to be the spearhead of an attack. You're meant to go into the sort of fiery parts of a combat or go straight across the trenches and really lead an attack by example, just destroying everything in the way. Now on paper it is totally capable of doing that. The driver actually has a variety of guns he can use in all the different classes, and it has two gunners who have 58mm tank guns on either side, so you have a huge destructive capability. But now for the most part the problem you run into is the fact that it's actually a giant moving target. It is called a Landship. In real life the thing is 26 feet long. It is massive, so it's super easy to see. Everybody hears it and everyone knows who you are. It's not like you would try and do some stealthy tactics and avoid everybody, but at the same time, the fact that everybody knows where you are easily makes it extremely difficult, seeing as it is actually pretty damn slow as well. Now just like with the light tank, you get three different variants. The first one you get for free, you don't have to pay anything to get it, is the mortar variant. The driver has an LMG with a mortar attached to the back, which can actually be used to take out stationary enemies or even other mortars try to take you out. And of course the two gunners on either side have 58mm guns with a scattergun ability as well. And the second one, my favourite one, the Tank Hunter class, the driver only has a Mauser Tigerwehr anti-tank gun. Now the reason it's my favourite is because it has such an amazing range, and I find it actually the most dynamic, especially working with teammates. You can really take out a lot of people at the same time. And of course then the gunners do also have the 58mm guns with the scattergun ability. Now the final one is the squad support unit. Now this one can actually carry 6 people, so this is sort of the overall bring a bunch of people to the front line and just have a ton of destructive ability everywhere. And the driver has a 7.7mm Hotchkiss heavy machine gun, and he has one of those in the front and one at the back. And the problem is that the general gunners that you get in all of the other variants only have a 58mm gun, because there's two more gunners, one of course on either side, who also have 7.7 Hotchkiss guns. So like I said, you have 6 people in this tank, with one person facing directly forwards and backwards, that's you of course, the driver, and 2 people facing right and 2 people facing left. And you actually have a ton of ability, but the problem you usually find with this one is that nobody will listen to you if you type in chat, if you speak. People just do their own thing. So if you get friends together, this variant will be hugely destructive. Now like I just said, all variants require a huge amount of teamwork. There's none of them that you can easily go up and just dominate by yourself. Seeing as there's no tank gun that the driver has ability to, you really can't use this like any other typical class. Now for the other tanks, the AV7 and the light, the different variant you pick will be hugely effective. Some of them will have great ability in close quarters, others have great ability in long distance, but with the Landship it doesn't really matter. They're all pretty even in a way, and they still fit to different roles, don't get me wrong. But something like a Tank Hunter, which is called the Tank Hunter, so you think maybe it's going to take out tanks, unbelievably quickly, I don't really find it does that. I use it more of a long range one, taking out snipers, gunners, and really using the Tigerwehr as a sniper rifle as opposed to an anti-tank gun. The one problem I find is that there is no variant that is amazing against tanks, because they're all decent against tanks because they all have the 58mm anti-tank guns. The Mauser Tigerwehr might be more effective directly against tanks, but it really doesn't do that much damage, especially the fact that if you don't have those two gunners, then there's really no point of actually taking on a tank. And of course you run into the problem then if you need teamwork, because if you're going to look the right distance and say, hey look, there's a tank over there, hit that tank, you can't say that to somebody who's not listening to you. So of course teamwork is the number one thing when it comes to using this tank. So I would argue if it's just one of you and you don't have any teammates playing with you, it is definitely better to go with the light tank than the Landship. The Landship might be great, it might be awesome, you can go everywhere. The Landship is just absolute beast. But if you don't have teammates who are listening to you, or you don't have good ability in a tank, there really isn't much point of choosing it, because you're really going to find that you get stuck in no man's land with nothing to do. So of course then, like I said, the best way to use this thing is to work with your teammates, generally just cause havoc, just blow up everything you can, and really just be a nuisance and just cause as much destruction as possible. You can definitely use it to punch a hole. The amount of times where my teammates haven't been going to objectives, so I get in the tank, I just go straight forward and I just basically carve a line of destruction through my teammates to come through, does work. A lot of the time though I do find I do that, and my teammates still sit at the back not doing anything, going, oh no, he just got all the way there, but we're just going to stay here because why would we go forwards? And it's kind of annoying at that point. So you kind of need to, really work with the team, and if you go forward and they don't follow you, go back, or even look as you're going forward. Are they following me? If they're not, don't go too far forwards because you will get killed. In some way, the light tank does exactly what it was meant to do. In World War One. It's meant to be huge, punch through the enemy line, be a massive distraction, at the same time just be unbelievably destructive. But it is such a big target and it's so slow that any good shot from a grenade being thrown or anti-tank gun will do a good bit of damage to you. If they hit the right area, you're absolutely dead in the ground and you can't go anywhere. Along with the fact, like I said, there is no really good variant at taking out tanks. So I kind of feel that maybe if there's more variants that are going to come out, could we actually see a anti-tank variant that has a anti-tank gun in the front, or maybe one mounted on top? There are variants of those where somebody had or the British Army had a artillery gun mounted on top of a British Mark V tank and used it during World War One. It wasn't really effective, and I'm not really sure how much they actually used it. But if we saw something like that in Battlefield 1 for that variant, it could be hugely effective against tanks, giving it a new ability. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tank Tuesday is a series I really want to do, so go ahead and leave a like down below. And don't forget to subscribe as well. The big button that says subscribe, hit that, really helps me out. But again, hopefully you did enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.